Merry meet Leo. Leo sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. This is a 2-week reading for all Leos starting today, the 24th of November, 2024. This is Ariel Gatoga, and today I'm reading with this beautiful Tarot Noir, and I've already purified with some Florida water. You can find links to purchase each of these products right in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. Let's see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Leos. Starting out with the Knight of Wands, followed by the Ace of Coins, and then the Pope card. Okay, you're doing, first of all, you're doing very well. This is a wonderful start. Some of you to a new trend financially. Some of you might be starting a new job or new phase in your career. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody, but there is definitely a positive, powerful new trend in your financial wellness. Now, for some of you, it's going to be a bigger deal than others, but the trend is there nonetheless. Also, you, it seems, have been receiving some assistance in certain areas of your career. So maybe somebody's helping you, with something or other, but it's not so much who they are and what they're doing. It's the idea that you're allowing yourself to be guided and aided and assisted, or you have been, and that's such a good thing. Now, where you're headed, we want to be aware of, and that's this Pope card, because there are oftentimes feelings of powerlessness and authority figures that are associated with this that are not always to your best benefit. And it's not necessarily a negative card. I don't feel like any of the trump cards are negative cards, but there is a type of assistance here. And the assistance is to not give your power away, to not misinterpret bosses or whatever those authority figures are, companies, political parties, people in power as having power over you, and that you are powerless in their presence. It can seem that way, but it's not the truth. It's not the case. And so we have to make sure that you understand that your power doesn't come from these people or these institutions. Your power comes from the Creator, and that the Creator cannot be thwarted. And if you recognize that, if you understand that the power, no matter how powerful somebody or something feels like in the universe, if you understand that that's an effect of an invisible cause, then it puts everything on an even playing field, and you realize that you also have access to that invisible cause. Two of Cups, Ace of Swords, loving that, and the Justice card. Boy, you're doing great, Leo. This is wonderful. The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Coins right together, just working in tandem. What a wonderful thing. It seems like you were maybe not feeling great about yourself. It seems like maybe you were feeling either impatient or despondent, or feeling like nothing's going to, ever work out the way that you want it to, really not feeling it. And then, like I said, there was some sort of assistance. It could have been from invisible planes even. It doesn't have to be a person. It might have been an inspiration that you had or an idea that you had. Somehow you allowed yourself to be helped. And then what's happening now is everything new. There's this burst of new energy coming in. And I want you to recognize that, because when we have bursts of new energy coming in, and there's all this amazing energy of winning and prosperity and you taking back your power and all of that, when you're going through that, the ego will want to minimize it. The ego does not want you to be in your own power. That goes against its stated goal, which is to be self-destructive, right? But remember that the ego has no power. The ego is simply a habit of thinking, and you don't want to use that habit. You want to recognize that habit tends to want to be self-sabotaging. And if you know that that's the case, then you won't allow it to happen. But if you're not remembering how we tend to self-sabotage, then sometimes, if we're not being careful, then we just allow that self-sabotage to happen. And where that self-sabotage seems like it might manifest itself if you're not aware of it, is by feeling that all of this energy that you're going through right now of power and winning and prosperity gets dampened because so-and-so said I can't do it. Something outside of me said no. Right? That's how the ego will, very frequently, and in this case, possibly for you, put a kibosh on all of this wonderful new prosperity and all of this new power and all these new understandings of your own power of decision, your own mental powers, your own magical powers. Right? The ego will find something in the physical world that seems more powerful than you, it seems like you can't go up against, or it seems like you can't resolve, and say, see? So stop it. You stop trying to have some power there. Stop trying to have prosperity. Stop trying to make new things begin, because there's no way. So just be aware of it. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. Just be aware of it if it does happen, that you have to make a new choice. That's where this Ace of Swords is so wonderful, because it governs the cutting through of governs cutting through to new concepts, not being at the effect of those old habit patterns. So you want to use that sword. You want to use that sword. You want to use this coin to your benefit, and just come back to basics and not put up with that. Not put up with that from anybody in the world, or definitely not put up with that from your own mind. And just, no, I don't care what anybody says inside of me or outside of me. I am going to have what I want, and I deserve to have what I want. And I'm also going to get what's mine by divine right, which is what this Justice card is. The Pope doesn't want you to have the ego wants to use the idea of this Pope to say, oh, you'll never be able to get what's yours. The Justice card is always there, reminding us that there's been places in our lives where we were taken advantage of. There have been places and times in our lives when we have had things taken from us, stolen from us, removed from us, somehow been unfairly treated. And the ego says, well, that's just the way it is. And the Justice card says, no, there's a divine law of restitution that brings everything back to you with interest. Maybe not from the source that took it, maybe not in the same form of that which was taken, but that energy will be balanced. And the other thing about this Justice card is this divine law of restitution rests on you and your decision to receive it, because it can't force anything on you. So you have to be willing to invoke that divine law of restitution. And it's as simple as saying, I call upon the divine law of restitution. Anything that was ever taken from me is now returned to me with interest. Just say it. Just claim it. Just know it. Don't make a big deal out of it, but know that it's there. And when you come up against people or situations or companies or institutions where you feel like you're powerless, just remind yourself that you have all the power, because your power doesn't come from them. Your power comes from the infinite, and the infinite is infinite. And so you have access to infinite power, and you're going to keep your mind focused on where your power is rather than where it's not. Your power doesn't exist in the world, so you don't want to worry about what's going on in the world necessarily, but the world does reflect ideas. And so whatever's going on in the world, you can use it as a barometer to tell you what you need to do with your will, what you need to do with your mental powers, what you need to do with your attitude, what you need to do with all of your internal gifts. Because like I said, the invisible world is the world of cause. So you want to keep coming back to that invisible world in order to have what you want. You don't want to go necessarily fight against whatever these authority figures are. You don't want to try to figure out how you're going to get your your money back or whatever this justice card is talking about. You go straight to the source. You go straight to that invisible world and keep it simple. Keep it simple. Do a meditation, do a spell, do an affirmation. Keep it simple and just know that you have the power to align yourself with any ideas, with any thought forms you desire. And if you are true to those thought forms and you stay true to that and you don't allow yourself to go back to old ways of thinking, the laws of the universe, it works just like gravity does. It's like if you drop something and it falls to the floor, it's always going to be that way. And the same goes for this. If you are true to those new thought forms, they must manifest, no matter who seems so powerful, no matter what seems to be going on outside of you. So don't be hypnotized by the world. Know that whatever this new surge that you're going through right now, this is the truth. This is the real thing. And so you want to stay centered on that and ask for assistance when you need it. You're not by yourself. Ask for that divine law of restitution to be in effect. Definitely allow that. Now, I do have a couple of meditations that you may want to listen to, Leo. The one for the Justice card, if you go to the video description of this video on YouTube, you'll see a link to the tarot meditations. The meditation for the Justice card is called Invoking the Goddess of Restitution. It's a wonderful thing for you to do to get that, because it's your divine right to have everything returned to you. And then the Pope card has a meditation, and it is called Overcome Feelings of Powerlessness. So that's another great one. And just remember that you've got an ace of coins and you've got an ace of swords stacked on top of each other. You've got a ton of power. You can really make anything happen that you want. You just have to stay true to that power and not fall under the spell of the external world, believing that other people or things have power over you, because they don't. Just trust and have faith that you have that internal invisible power that always produces results if you are true to it. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. We'll see you in 2 weeks for another reading, Leo. Until then, blessed be.